What's up, guys? We're going to get started here in just a second. We're going to be making quite a few coin ring orders today and probably some coin cowboy hats. So if you're interested in that, hang out with me just a second. I'm just pulling up all the details on what I need to make. The first thing we're going to be making is a, let me see here. Yeah, let me look that up real quick, and then we'll start making stuff. It'll be cool. If you guys are excited, go ahead and tap the screen a little bit, and we should get started here in just a second. So the first thing we're going to need is a 1951 quarter. Let me fish that out here real quick. There we go. And this is a silver quarter. Before 1965, all quarters were 90% silver. They make really nice jewelry. And I just need to figure out what ring size this is going to be. We'll give you guys a good look at this quarter before we get started. It's pretty old, but it should make a very nice ring. The first thing we got to do is pop it out of this flip here. Yeah, it's going to be a 10.5. So we're going to pop it out of the flip. Then we're going to punch a hole in it. If you guys want to see me turn this into a ring, go ahead and put ring into the chat. Once I start seeing a couple of those in there, we'll get started and punch a hole in it. So just type ring down there. Go ahead and tap the screen a little bit if you're excited. Let me know if you guys are interested in what's going on here. Should be pretty cool. Move my coffee so I don't knock it over. That coffee is important stuff, huh? Alright, we'll go ahead and pop this up. Open this up right on here. Trigger some coin collectors. Boop. There we go. Get a real good look at this. The last moments is a full coin. And go punch a hole in it. Alright, I see a couple rings down there. I appreciate that, guys. So the first step in making a quarter into a ring is to punch a hole in it. This is a specialty tool specifically for punching 1/2-inch holes into quarters. If you're interested in getting one of these, I've got them on my recommended tool list on my website, coinringmaker.com. And if at any point during this live you want to get yourself something made by me, you can just tap this logo up here, and you can actually shop right on my profile now, or just click the link in my profile there, and it'll take you to my store. There we go. Had to find my hammer. Thank you for the fire, man. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much. I usually don't get a lot of donations on my lives, so I do appreciate it. Thank you. There we go. I'll hop up here and let you guys take a look at that center punch. Got a nice little eagle on the back there. And if you look at the side, you can see that that is 90% silver. If this was copper, you could see it. Set my lobster aside. Dang, we got like 150 people in here. That's awesome. If you guys are liking this live so far, please go ahead and tap the screen. That lets TikTok know I'm doing a good job. And it also lets me know you guys like what you're watching. Thank you for the follows, guys. I see a couple of people following. I do appreciate that. There we go. There is our coin so far with the center punched out. It's looking pretty cool. And if you look at this edge right here where that center was punched out, it's actually really sharp right here. You can actually see it raised up a little bit. So what we're going to do next is take a deburring tool and smooth out that inside cut edge. And to do that, I got to hop over here, so give me just a sec. I like to collect my shavings, and these are from a copper clad quarter, so I'm going to put those up to keep my copper separate from my silver. What I'm making right now is a 1951 90% silver quarter into a ring. And you guys, coinringmaker.com is my website. If you ever want to go order something from me, want to get a gift for somebody, you think this stuff is cool, that's the place to go. It's my username. It's also the link on my profile. This is our little deburring tool. This is kind of a curved blade that rotates in a circle, and it just makes it really easy to clean that up. So I'm going to do that real quick. This is kind of the slow boring part, so if you guys wouldn't mind tapping the screen while we get through this, we can start doing the fun stuff pretty soon. We're just going to clean that cut edge up, make it nice and smooth. That side looks pretty good. We'll go ahead and flip the coin over, do the other side. And I go ahead and do kind of a feel test. Make sure it's smooth all the way around. If there's a rough spot, I'll work on it a little bit more. Smooth it out. This is going to reduce the chance of our ring splitting as we start stretching and folding it. That looks pretty good though. Now it's nice and shiny and smooth. We're going to anneal it. The diameter, well, it's a 1/2 inch punch. That's what I use on quarters. Now we're going to go ahead and hop up here and anneal this real quick. This is going to soften the metal up and make it easier to bend and fold and shape. So it's just propane. And we're just kind of going to wait for this flame to turn an orange color. Oh, it's turning green, you see that? Once it turns orange, that lets me know that it's getting kind of a feedback from the coin, and it's actually quite hot. And we'll just dip that in some water. Quick little anneal. We'll dry it off, and we'll start folding it over here. Pretty much. I mostly work with US currency, but I've done like 1 ounce rounds and some other stuff, some Canadian stuff. If there's a specific coin you'd like me to work on, let me know. So here's our coin so far. It looks a little rough because it's got fire scale on there, but we'll get that off here in a little bit. First we got to fold it. And our first fold we use a doming block. There we go. And since we want the date on the outside, we're going to put that face down and get a little ball bearing. That's going to give us a nice cone-shaped fold. Thank you for the donations, man. I do appreciate it. Little TikToks. That's nice, man. Thank you. Hey, we got a mod in the house. That's right. If you order from me, you'll probably see your order get made on TikTok Live. That's what I'm doing right now. This is for a customer. And if you guys would like to order something, it's super easy. You can just tap this logo up here, and then the link on my profile will take you to my website. And I also have shopping enabled on TikTok now. I haven't seen anybody else have that, but I figured it out. So you can actually shop straight through my TikTok profile if that's something you're interested in. I'm kind of a little proud that I got that to work. It's pretty cool. So there we go. We got our ring folded twice. And I'm going to go ahead and sand this cut edge and make that nice and smooth. But first, I'm going to anneal it one more time real quick to just soften that metal up. We're going to start stretching it out here in a second. How am I doing so far, guys? You liking the live? Is it pretty cool? Is that orange flame? I'll hop back over here. There's a lot of hopping back and forth. What's up? Got 2 mods in the house. Very nice. Well, if you guys have any questions while I'm working on this, my moderators are usually pretty good at answering questions, so feel free to ask. It's only illegal to alter currency if you're doing it fraudulently. So if you were to take a $1 bill and wash the ink off and then reprint it as 100 and try to sell that or spend it, that would be illegal. But this is no longer a coin. This is going to be a ring. I'm selling it as a ring, and you're buying it as a ring. So it's no longer currency. Well, if you'd like to get one, you can just tap this logo up here, and then I have a store link on my profile. If you want to wait a little bit, it's just coinringmaker.com. It's pretty easy to remember. And like I said, now we're just going to clean up this cut edge, and I'm just going to sand that with a little nail file real quick. So the smoother this cut edge is, the safer it's going to be when we start moving on to this next step. The Susan B. Anthony, I do have it listed. I think it's 65. That's one of the newer ones I added. So let me check real quick for you. Susan B. Anthony is 65. Yeah. So let me get my camera set up so you guys can watch me stretch this. I just got a new mount. That's what it looks like. And we're going to put my phone on it and see if we can actually keep my phone still while we stretch it. My phone usually gets really jealous when I do this part. Let's see. That's not bad. All right, so this is my ring stretcher. We're going to put our ring on here, and we're just going to stretch it out. And if I start feeling this metal hardening up, I'll hop back over here and anneal it again. So I really don't want this to snap. That's bad news bears. I can actually feel it hardening right now. So I'm gonna anneal it again. See if y'all can see it. Yeah, y'all be able to see it. Here I am in the background. Hello. Cool. So let me dry that off real quick. And I'm sorry if I miss any comments during this part. I cannot look at the screen while I'm doing this. But this is our ring so far. It's got kind of a cone shape to it. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And I'm just going to continue to stretch this out. It needs to be a 10.5, which is pretty big for a silver ring. Anything over size 9 gets a little tricky with these. Gotta start being really careful. For the person who asked about the Susan B. Anthony, they actually look really cool. So I'm gonna grab that. If you're still in here, let me know. I want to show it to you. They are neat. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, look at this. The detail on this thing is awesome. I really, really like these. And I haven't sold any of them, which is kind of wild. But I really like them. I think they make great rings. We still got all this detail on the inside too. Pretty cool. Honestly, I'm a little nervous again. I'm gonna anneal this one more time. Yeah, it's called a ring stretcher reducer. So this is like a reduction plate, and this is the stretcher. But I guess you could call it a sizer because you're able to make it a larger size and a smaller size. I've always heard of them called ring stretchers, or stretcher reducers. Well, if you guys are enjoying this live so far, go ahead and tap the screen a little bit. Let me know how I'm doing. Check the size on it. Alright, so it's about a 10.5 right now. I want to stretch it a little past that so we can kind of shape it a little bit. I'm just going to slowly work it up a little bit. So now it's about a size 11, which is good. Let's see. Back over here. That's called a mandrel. It's called a ring mandrel. That's the thing I use to check the size. Oh, I'm looking for this little black thing and it's like stuck on here. That's funny. Alright, so here's what our ring looks like so far. And you can see the reeded edge. It's a little bit wider than the cut edge. So it's a little cone shaped. We're going to try and straighten it out a little bit and then we'll reduce it. Yeah, I use US ring sizes. So you could tap the ring on the mandrel to stretch it. Yes. That's actually how I started making rings, is you can just put them on here when they're in that kind of cone shape, and then you get yourself like a plastic mallet like this one, and you can just wail on it, right? You just tap it all the way around, but it's really rough on your hands and it takes a long time. But that is how I started, and from those rings I bought better and better tools so that I can do it a little easier. Give my hands a break. So with these like pre-1965 silver quarters, you tend to get a little bit of a wobble or wave on them, and I'm not sure what causes that, because with every other quarter I work on I don't get that. And the only way I've found to fix it is to stretch and reduce and stretch and reduce. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just going kind of back and forth between sizes until we can get the shape of the ring the way I want it. And if you hang out and watch, you'll slowly see it transform into like a straighter and straighter like ring edge. I do a $50 size 11? Absolutely. The biggest I can do quarters in is 13. Anything larger than that, you'll need to get a bigger coin. What's the difference between white and gold? Golf color of gold? This just has fire scale on it. So once we get it the right size and shape, we're going to clean that up, and this is just going to be like super polished silver. I'm going to anneal it one more time just to be safe. And knock over a bunch of pennies. Do I use rare coins? It depends on what you call rare. I do like silver coins, like $50, Morgan dollars, piece dollars. How can you buy one? It's super easy. You can just tap this logo up here and then shop through either the link on my profile or the little shopping bag button on there. Or you can just go to coinringmaker.com. So I went ahead and stretched this out again. I'm sorry, man. It's just hard to move back and forth with the camera, but we stretched it out a little bit more, and we're going to reduce it again to get it back down to that 10.5 and get the shape we want. It's still got a little bit of a wave to it. You can see it's getting a little more straight. Still got a little bit of waviness to it, so I'm going to reduce a little bit more and stretch it back out again. And I know this isn't the most thrilling back and forth, but it does end up making the rings look better. So that's what I do. What type of press is that? This is a 1-ton arbor press I got from Harbor Freight. Oh, that looks so much better, doesn't it? Still a little wave under the Y, but other than that, that looks really nice and straight. Much better. Unfortunately, it's a size 9 now. I'm gonna anneal it. Thank you for the, was that a shrimp? Oh, it's a snapping finger. Thank you very much. Yeah, this time I'll move around so you guys can see me stretch this out again. Nice. Alright, it's just past the size 10.5. So we'll go back over here and reduce it for shape. Well, this is 1 ton of pressure, so you really have to put quite a bit of weight on it to get them to bend. Like, their quarters, they've lasted a long time in this shape. But I mean, you put 1 ton on about anything and it's gonna move. That looks pretty good to me. How the ring sizer works. Okay, so when I pull this handle, there's a thing that pops out of here, and it's shaped kind of like a, I don't know, it's smaller at the top and wider on the bottom. And as that moves up, it pushes these things here that are called splines outward, and that stretches the ring from several different points. And if you do it too fast, you're going to split your ring. So I try and go real slow and careful with it, especially with silver. But that's how that works. Does that make sense? So this goes up, this thing goes up, and then these all go out just a little bit. But it's enough to push the inside of the ring outward and stretch it. It's actually pretty great tool. Alright, so now we've got this right at a size 10.5. The shape is good, but it's still got all this fire scale on there. So I'm going to take some really fine steel wool, called 0-aught steel wool, or it's got 4 zeros on it. Like, it's super fine steel wool. It looks like this. And we're just going to rub that fire scale off of there. This is my favorite step. So let's get a real good look at this thing right now, how it looks kind of busted and a little rusty almost. We're going to bring that shine back to it. It's going to look awesome. Did I find a Utah? Yeah. Yeah, I got those ordered. They should be inventoried on my Etsy. There's just a little bit of it coming back, but you can see the difference. It's really nice. And I'm just slowly rotating this and working on maybe like a 1/4 inch of it at a time. Once I think I got that part polished, I'll rotate it another 1/4 inch till I go all the way around. I really like my stuff coming out polished, especially when it's silver. Like, I try really hard to get it as shiny as possible. You want it to get people's attention, right? Well, thank you. We try. And this is just kind of hard to do in front of the camera and get it real good. So I'm doing a little bit behind the camera. Just get it cleaned up. But doesn't that look better? Doesn't that look nice? Depends on your birth year. What's your birth year? But yeah, you can pick what you'd like. I have a listing where you can pick the year on my website, coinringmaker.com. What state am I in? I'm in Texas. The inside is a little trickier to clean up, but that outside's coming out really nice. Yeah, I can do 1967. Absolutely. That one is going to be copper clad, though. It's not going to be silver. So there's a chance it might turn your finger green. You can get some clear fingernail polish and paint it every once in a while. That'll kind of reduce that effect. If you guys are worried about getting green finger, I suggest getting a silver coin ring instead. Aw, thank you. I loved making your ring. I really liked it. That was a great one. I made a couple set out of an American Eagle. It's my favorite. There we go. 1951 size 10.5 1/4 coin ring. Came out really good. And just to give it a little bit of extra polish, I'm gonna toss it in my tumbler here and just let it spin around a little bit, and that's gonna knock all that dirt off of there and make it really nice and shiny. You would want one in silver. I have almost all the silver state quarters, and then I have quite a few silver quarters from before 1965, but those are pretty much the only quarter silver ones I have. That's great. Thank you very much. Let's see what the next thing is. What if you sent me a 1967 coin? Do you have one that's silver? What's the oldest coin I've done? Over 100 years, like 130 years old, I think. I've done some pretty old stuff. Morgan dollars. We're going to do 1976. Our next one is going to be a bicentennial quarter, 1976. And the first thing we got to do is punch a hole in it. If you guys are excited, put ring into the chat down here. Let me know if I'm doing a good job. Tap the screen, send some likes my way. Live's been going pretty good so far. There's our drummer boy center punch. I think this center punch comes out really cool. It's neat. Making a bicentennial quarter into a ring. Yeah, I do. I make keychains and earrings out of them. Most people get keychains. Pretty cool. Yeah, if you want to get a center punch keychain with your coin ring, order through my Etsy, and there's a listing on there for that specifically. Have I done gold dollars? I have not worked with gold, no. Do I get in trouble for using US coins? No, it's totally legal to make jewelry out of US coins. Yeah, just don't try and spend it. It's a ring now. Now, these ones also get a little wobbly, but not as bad as the silver ones. Size 12, that's pretty big. I'd try it if you supplied it, but I can't afford a gold dollar. Pricey. Are you talking like real gold, or are you talking like a Sacagawea? is what our bicentennial coin ring looks like so far. Yeah, I can do those. But real gold, that's a different story. I can send $74 and have a ring made. I should be able to do that. Yeah. I'll follow you, and you can message me later on today, and we can work that out. I gotta reduce this one over here. See if my phone stand will work with me. There. Here's our coin ring so far. And we're just gonna reduce this edge a little bit. Yeah, no problem. This thing does not want to sit still. Sit still. There we go. All right. The same thing with the silver one. There's a little bit of wobble under the date here, right there. So I'm trying to smooth that out by stretching and reducing. Getting a little better. All right. Now we get all sized and shaped. Almost. Go ahead and get that steel wool and knock that fire scale off of here. Pretty cool. I'll go ahead and take this silver one out of here and show you guys what it looks like now. It's shining. Woo! I'm just gonna dry it off real quick. Like that. $19.44. Let me check. Sure. Yeah, let me check that for you real quick. Looks like I do have one 1944. You can order that through my Etsy. You can find that on the landing blog post that's linked on my profile by tapping this logo up here. Yeah, I've got one. And if you order it right now, I'll make it right here for you, bud. If you want to watch it get made, I think that's pretty cool. There's our bicentennial quarter coin ring. Pretty cool. And there's our 1951 90% silver quarter coin ring. Very nice. Set these aside and see what else we've got to make. Boop. This will be fun. I'll take this Kentucky quarter and make it into a cowboy hat. Pop it on this little holder thing here. This helps me get my dome centered. So I actually have a two-step doming process on these. So this is going to get us a centered dome, and then we'll do the next step, and that'll get us a more deeper one. There's our quarter so far. Just kind of a slight dome, but it's right in the middle. And from there, I go over to my doming block. Now I get a nice little center dome there. Pop it on here. Give it a little fold down the middle. Now it's a little cowboy hat. And they want a shiny one, so we're going to throw this in the tumbler. Wherever did I put it? There we go. Could you hold on until Monday or Tuesday? Yeah, no problem. See, I'm making orders live on TikTok all the time, so not a problem, man. And the next thing we need is a 1969 and a 1970. You're welcome. Got a 69. And 70. There's our quarters before we get started. And we're just going to punch holes in them. There we go. 1969. I'll probably turn that off. And 1970. I'm just going to deburr these real quick. I'll be right back. One down. And there's two. And I'm going to hop off of here for just a minute, guys. If you want to catch me when I hop back on, it should be like 2 or 3 minutes. Just follow me real quick, and we'll finish these rings up, okay? All right, we'll see you in a little bit.